What is one thing in the industry that you would change right now?
I would make all the major gun companies that use poster child brovets that they pass around. Like, this person works here, doesn't work there anymore, now works here. There's just this, like, I don't know why, but all these major companies have someone in marketing that's like, we have to have this guy because he did this. And you're just like, come on. Start working with smaller companies. Like, I'm a super tiny company.
Yeah.
ANR, we have like 11 employees, but companies like SIG are super cool. SIG has us doing holsters for their store and for their web store. HK just picked us up. That's cool. We're tiny. They've got 1 million people to choose from, but they chose to work with us. I think your biggest bang for your buck, if you're going to get influencers working for you, is you should start working with the major corporations, should start getting essentially a Rolodex or a library of smaller influencers on social media that have, just because someone has 1 million followers on Instagram doesn't mean that their conversion rate's good. Or maybe their target audience is a bunch of boomer dudes that wish, oh, I was a paper pusher in the military and I wish I had deployed. Oh, this guy so-and-so is a Ranger CAG former, whatever, TAC P. And instead of like always picking those guys to rep your brand and you're going to get X out of them and it's not worth the $250,000 you pay them a year to rep your product, like maybe work with smaller companies that might have smaller followings that are pushing out quality information. They're not always just shilling. They're not saying the wrong model numbers for things. They're not telling you that this caliber and this is the best thing you should carry, but they're going to get more. These smaller companies, I think, have more active followers. You get someone with 10,000 followers that those people are going to beat pavement for your brand. Everything that they show up to and go to, like, let's say SIG picks someone real small to work with. That person is going to be so proud to work for a company like SIG or FN or whatever. They're going to go balls to the wall for that company. And they might not have millions of followers, but they're going to leave an impact. Now, you could have a fleet of those people at the same cost that you're going to pay a big name and probably get a better reach.
You are preaching to the choir, brother. I was a marketing manager for an ammo company a couple of years ago, and I had my system. My system was like, I call this the small guys. So small guys would be like 1 to 10,000 subs. Cool. I need 20 or 30 of them because they're not going to ask for much, and I know I can get them, and I'm going to get a bigger ROI out of them from just because I don't know how you feel, but if anybody sends anything for free, oh my God, thank you. Like, that's the world. And then I go 10 about 55. I'd call them like my small medium guys. I get a good chunk of them. Then I go 50,000 to like 250,000 subs. Those were my bigger, medium, larger guys, and I do them. I knew each one. I knew who I would get and how much more reach I would get. And then I have like a stable of like the two or three like tactical toolbox, one of the larger guys, and maybe IV88 or maybe. It's so much better ROI. And again, my opinion is it's so much better ROI to have a stable between 10 to 250,000 subs and have that big stable than having 3 of the large guys that I'm paying, like you said, almost $500,000 to, or $250,000 or whatever you got to pay them to do a video or anything, where I could have all these guys send them a case of ammo.
Yeah.
And they'll be happy for some of them 10 videos, some of them 5 videos, but I get 5 or 6 videos out and 10 people. And then all these people are now talking and they're enjoying reach and they will push the living daylights out of you.
Yeah. Can you imagine having just vlogging reels on Instagram? You have 10,000 followers, you build a couple cool guns a year, you shoot, people follow you for that. And then some major manufacturers like, pick 3 pistols a year and 1 rifle a year. We'll hook it up. Just do some cool content for us. Thanks. Like, oh my God, those dudes will give you so much back.
Oh, and I don't understand.
Not even a gun, but I mean,
But that's the thing.
I got a gun.
It even with the smaller guys, like this is what I love about the smaller guys. They come in and they'll be, this is who I am. I know my following's not big, but this is what I'll do for you, and I'm grateful. And they're always grateful. They're always willing to push. You call them at the, hey, I got this going on. Can you push it? Yeah, I'll push it. It was a lot better to have those than, and you'll see it at SHOT. Is they'll come in and you'll get the smaller guys, and they're like, yeah, I know I've got 10,000 subs. I'm not a big channel, but if anything will help.
Yeah.
I'll push it real hard. And when they get stuff, they push the living daylights out of it. It's better than, instead of like, I'm not gonna say any names, but somebody could, you don't know who I am. You know who I meant.
Sure.
Like
or risk.
Yeah.
Not risk of investment, but like the bigger dudes or bigger people or bigger whatever entities, if there's any drama associated with them, negative drama, that impacts your brand.
Oh yeah.
So if some big corporation, gun company picks this person and that person gets arrested or does this or that, then you've got millions of people going, how could they? Why? The writing was on the wall. Why did they hire that person? And then you assume all this risk involved with a super famous person. So that you get that caveat. You got both directions. You got okay, they have a good reach, but is their reach the people that I want to hit? Sure. If you're whatever. Anyway, but you're also assuming a bunch of risk involved with that person, and it could be a negative risk if something happens, whereas if one of your smaller influencers gets a DUI or someone, no one's going to know about it. No one's going to talk about it. And it's not going to impact, I mean, I'm saying DUI, but like whatever, you see celebrities get DUIs and it's all over the news, right? But your neighbor gets a DUI, no one hears about it. So there's a lot less risk involved as well.
No, there's not only a lot less risk, but for the same amount of money or even half the amount of money I would have invested into a large guy, I can invest that into 100, 200 smaller guys theoretically across the board and get double the reach and double the push and be more grateful and more thankful. And they're not asking for, I had somebody reach out asking for $30,000 worth of product a month. And I was like, well, what's my ROI? I don't know. People do it. I'm like, that's not how this works. I need ROI. But if a small guy would go, hey, I need 1,000 rounds a month. Okay, what's my ROI? Well, this is what I'm doing in affiliate marketing. This is what I'm doing here. This is how many views I've gotten so far. This is what, my numbers. Okay, cool. There's my number. There's my math. There's my proven ROI.
Sure. And the same works with small companies like manufacturing. Yeah. Like, I'm nobody. We're nobody. Our shop's nobody. We work really hard, but we got attention from some of the bigger shops, and we make holsters for them now.